March 13th, 2017 banned and restricted announcement. No changes to any format. It's been a long time since the act of not banning anything at all has been bigger news than actually banning something, but here we are. The growing distaste of Standard has come to a head this week as Wizards of the Coast decided that the format wasn't worth messing with right now, in the wake of their supremely impactful bans of the Copter, Emrakul, and Reflector Mage just a few months ago. The last year of Standard, combined with player angst and the format's uncertainty, has led us to where we are now. And that's what this video is about. How Wizards of the Coast has backed themselves into a corner in regards to Standard, and how we're currently in a position where we don't even know what the format needs to be healthy and vibrant again. However, before we get into all of this, you should all know about this sweet giveaway that the professor from Tolarian Community College and I are doing. By clicking the first link in the description and being subscribed to either the Mana Source or Tolarian Community College, or both for additional entries, you can win one of these beautiful Aaron Kane wooden deck boxes along with a booster box of Aether Revolt, shipped anywhere in the world for free. It's literally as easy as clicking the first link in the description. There's no reason not to. Okay, it's time to talk about the Standard format. Praise Heliod, we make it out of this in one piece. Quote directly from the ban announcement. R&D met earlier this month to review several formats, notably Standard and Vintage, and discuss competitive play balance. While several issues were raised and discussed, it was concluded that the best move for all formats was to leave things as they are while continuing to monitor and gather data over the coming weeks and months. So basically, Wizards of the Coast decided that the Standard format wasn't broken enough to intervene just yet. They want to give it more time. This decision was made on the back of Dynavolt Tower strategies finding some success in high-level play. Wizards believes that with the emergence of Dynavolt Tower decks, there's still hope that the format will shift and grow as we approach Pro Tour Amonkhet. Now, I want you to keep this optimism and lack of urgency in mind for the next section of the video because the numbers you're about to see are anything but optimistic. 2 months ago, when the ban structure changed and the Copter, Emrakul, and Reflector Mage were given the boot, this is what Standard looked like, directly from MTG Goldfish. Blue-White Flash, Marvel, Delirium, Mardu Vehicles, and Red-Black Aggro each made up more than 6% of the meta. And while Flash and Marvel were around 20% each, there were still 5 viable top-tier strategies that found success in the format. Flash ahead to right now, Mardu Vehicles, 36%. Saheeli Combo 24%, Black-Green Constrictor 7%. The concentration of power in Standard right now is infinitely worse than it was towards the end of last year. It's not even close. We're talking about a Standard format where more than 1 in every 3 decks is Mardu Vehicles, and 60% of all decks are either Vehicles or Saheeli Combo, one of the most hated strategies we've seen in a long time. And by all metrics, this is far worse than the previous Standard format that demanded the bans of Copter, Emrakul, and Reflector Mage. So what do we do now? Ban more cards? Unban cards? That's the thing. No one knows. Seriously, no one knows. We're treading on new ground here. The precedent created by the January bans is something that Standard has never really had to deal with before, and it absolutely changed the atmosphere around the format. Morale is at an all-time low, and while there are plenty of super cool Standard decks you can build right now, they simply aren't as powerful as Vehicles or Cat Combo. So what does Wizards do? If they ban more cards, that's more consumer confidence straight out the window. Not only does it immediately devalue expensive cards to nothing, assuming they nerf Vehicles and ban the Cat, which would hit Saheeli's price like a truck, but it also reinforces the sense of distrust, that any card at any time could be banned. Now this has always been true, but it's different. The January bans change that. It's more realistic now. You have to ask these questions. Will my Standard cards get banned? If my deck performs too well, will it get destroyed? Will I lose my Standard investment, which is already way too expensive to begin with? So from this point of view, more bans would only foster more bitterness and distrust in the format. From the other side, we are in a format where Vehicles and Cat Combo rule the world. I get it, Dynavolt Tower is making a little name for itself and that's great, but come on. It's a 2.5 deck format and that's being generous. So from the other side, the second they didn't ban anything on Monday, that's them saying, even for a month, Standard is okay as is, which we all know is absolutely untrue. So what do we do? Where do we go from here? This is a lose-lose situation, but still, unlike any we've ever seen. The issue here is that there's no solution that saves the format. Standard is fundamentally broken right now, and again, there are many amazing strategies you can build for your local FNM, but Grand Prix, high-level play, it will be vehicles and cat combo. It has to be. There's no reason for it to be anything else. So again, I ask you, what do we do? And this is the problem. Standard is so lost right now that I don't think there's a simple solution. If I were given full control of Wizards of the Coast, I still couldn't come up with a viable answer. There's just no way to make everyone happy, and this all stems from the precedent established by Wizards with the recent banning. The game has changed. The format isn't safe anymore. And while in the long term this could prove to be the right move, the short term is ugly. Just for fun, let's look at January's Standard ban explanation, shall we? Quote, "We banned 3 cards in Standard to improve and diversify the Standard environment. These changes were driven by play data that demonstrated an imbalance in Standard, as well as anecdotal evidence that players found these specific cards to limit their ability to stay competitive with creative, fun, diverse decks. You could easily substitute the Copter, Emrakul, and Reflector Mage with Gideon, Cat Combo, and Heart of Kirin. And sure, I get that Emrakul was unfun when she hit and Reflector Mage made people mad, but let's be real for a second. It is statistical fact that Standard is less diverse now than it was 3 months ago. That's just true. There's no way to argue against it. So again, what do we do? I want you to take some time and think about what you would do if you had control of the format. Really think about it, because I don't think there's an easy solution here. I think the problems in the format were created from the top, and now getting out of it is going to be a real issue. Health of the Standard format versus confidence in its stability. You know, when it's all said and done, there's still one question I think is most important. Do you even care? Do you care about Standard? Are you invested in the format? What do you need to get out of it to make it worth it for you? This is an important conversation, and I look forward to hearing your thoughts on it. My voice is a bit wrecked right now, but we're back and videos are going to be flying out at a legendary pace. So be sure to stay tuned to the channel for a lot more awesomeness coming your way. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. This video is brought to you in part by TCGplayer.com. While Standard is a huge question mark right now, you know what isn't? Modern Masters 2017. Boxes right now cost a sweet $215 each. Not bad considering everything in the set is bonkers ridiculous. If you still haven't pre-ordered your box set, you can do so by clicking right on your screen. Helps the channel out. You get amazing new cards at a fair price. Everyone wins. Yay.
Wow.